guys and gals, told you I was going to show you the new bike. The driver dropped it off yesterday. There it is. Thanksgiving Day present. It's got the 103 in it. It's dirty, filthy. Pretty happy with it so far. It's a 2013 Street Glide with 19,000 miles on it, and we stole it. And you can see how dirty it is. It's filthy. Right now is the time to buy because the economy is not doing good. Well, this thing fires right up. All right, so we removed the baffles. And this is what they look like. And it sounds awesome. I don't know how it performs. With the baffles in, it sounded good, but it just wasn't loud enough. And down here in Florida, they are major tailgaters. And I wanna, and they cut over. They don't look when they switch lanes, so I want to let them know that I'm around, but I also want to make sure that I've got the back pressure I need. Now, I had to take the slip-ons off, and how did I get these out of there? This little rig right here. It is a 3/4 inch impact reducer to 1/2 inch. And it went right in there perfectly, and just a few tappy taps and it knocked it right out. Now I did warm it up with the torch a little bit around the inside here and down on the end down there. Warmed it up, not real bad, not, you know, excessively, but once I hit it 2 or 3 times with a BFH right there, it came right out. I set the muffler on top of a 2x6 and tappy tap with a BFH, and it came out. I'm going to take and cut those off right about here in this area. Cut them right off with a chop saw and put this back in. That should give me all the back pressure I need and also quiet it down just a little bit. But we'll see. And if I don't like that, I'm definitely not putting them back in because I don't like the way it sounds with them in. So let's take a listen to it cold start up with the baffles out. And I finally got some fresh gas in it, 93 octane, and all I'm waiting for, which will be here Wednesday, is the K&N air filter. And that'll be the last thing. So let's see. It's got great throttle response, and again, I won't know until I ride it, but I'm willing to give up performance for the sound. But I think it sounds awesome. I think you guys, you know, let me know in the comments what you think. But these are RCX exhaust tips. They've been on there a while, and like I said, you just use that reducer and it'll knock them right out of there. But you have to have a little heat on them. And that's one thing I will tell you, if you're going to work on your own bike, all these screws that held everything in right there, I put our famous lube on there. And the bottom ones, to get these out, where the bolt screws in right there, I had to heat them up. I had to heat the bolt head up just a little bit. Just started turning red and they came out, but I had to put a pair of needle nose high quality vice grips on them to break them loose, and you just go back and forth with it. tight, loosen, and all of a sudden it just snaps loose. Probably been in there way longer than any bike I've ever had, and they came right out with that method. Dropping them on a board, thinking they'll fall out, not gonna happen. Need a BFH at it with that reducer. Bike's pretty much done other than the air filter. Taking the wheel off, as you can see the front tire is toast. And I'm going to buff and polish those rims up and show you how to do that, or how I do it, because they're filthy and dirty, and I'm going to re-clear them, re-clear coat them after they're all said and done. Real easy way to clear coat too. You'll love that. All right, we're going to cut off all of it off except 5 inches. We'll see what it does. I took it for a run. It had a lot of power, more power than I needed. I'm gonna see if this gives it a little bit more low end, and if it makes the sound better. If not, I'll just leave them out, get the tuner on it, and call it good. All right, we got a few burrs on it. We'll take it on the old jet snag grinder and take those off. We've got a few burrs on the inside. I'll take a rat tail file to those. And then I'll clean up this edge here so they slip right back in. Yes, I think it's going to work great. Let's go put them in, see how they do. All right, guys, here's where I'm at with these exhaust tips. I'm not happy with the sound at all. I want it louder, but I also want more back pressure. So here's what I'm going to do. Being an old retired tool and die guy, I'm going to do this. You can see in there what we've got going on. The baffle is only about 4 inches long. It's a total of 5 with the ring, with the bolt in it. And I'm gonna drill holes all the way around that ring right there to let a little more flow go. I may even cut the baffle down a little bit more. That's not what's really restricting the sound. It's this ring. So I'm gonna see what that'll do. So let's get busy. This is my prototype, so we're gonna see how this works. I'm not real particular on where the holes are. I'm going to drill them with this 1/4 inch drill and then go to a larger one. About 3/4 of an inch apart, roughly. And of course I can't drill one there because the bolt that holds that in there is down at the bottom. Now I thought we'd jump up to a 3/8. I mean, I could try it this way. I'm not going to. I can't leave well enough alone. And never know, this may be a new revolutionary way to do it. Don't know unless you try it. Worst thing is, I'll have to put a new baffle in, and I gotta say it does look pretty cool. And if it's not where I want it to sound, then I'll cut more of the baffle off in there. But that's what it looks like right there. I gotta believe that's gonna help it breathe. If you add all those diameters together, it's like taking half this ring out, roughly. We'll see what it sounds like.
3 hours later.
All right, here's the end of this whole menagerie. I ended up taking the baffles out, what's left of them, and I drilled holes bigger. I went to a 7/16 hole, and I cut the baffle completely off, so all there is about a 1.5 inch pipe. But that's what it looks like now. Let's hear what it sounds like. Well, I gotta say, that's exactly what I wanted it to sound like. It's got great throttle response. Fact is, it sounds what I want it to sound like. If I lose a little low end or high end or whatever it may be, I'm good with that. But we're definitely going to enjoy this ride much better. With the drivers that I have around here in Pensacola, I'll be a lot safer. Sweet Scoots out.